So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Tasha. Most of you are familiar faces to me. The new one, I'm from the School of Media and Communication Studies. Today, I am here for a micro-teaching session, and the topic is communication research is the subject. And today, I'm going to teach you about participant observation research in media. So, the aim of this session is to make you understand the types of participant observation research. And by the end of this session, the students will be able to distinguish the types of participant observation research. Is it clear? Okay. Now, you can see this organogram, which is giving you the types of participant observation research. So, in social science, we actually have two approaches of research. One is qualitative and other is quantitative. Now, when you talk about qualitative approach of research, we have various methods like interview, focus group discussion, then content analysis is there, mini group discussions are there, and also observation is one of the prominent methods. Now, in observation, we have two categories. One is non-participant observation research, and the other is participant observation research. This lesson, this particular session, is based on participant observation research, which is in two categories. One is disguised, and another is non-disguised. To understand the participant observation research, let me just tell you that in our daily life, we are more so ever engaged in observation. We observe people, we observe phenomena, and accordingly we come to a judgment, right? Similarly, when you take it into official records, that is when you are taking up a research study, you are actually performing a participant observation research in two categories. One is disguised, another is non-disguised. Now, when I say disguised, what do you understand by disguise? Something which is you're hiding, right? The word meaning is hiding. So if you are performing a participant observation research where your identity is hidden, then you are performing a disguised participant observation research. Let us understand with a simple example. Ruth Cavendish was an Australian researcher, and she performed a research to understand the working conditions of women in a factory. So, since she was involving herself into disguised participant observation research, she enrolled herself into the factory as a worker. And early in the morning, like the other women, she used to wake up, rush to the factory, work with them. Whole day she used to spend with all the participants over there because she herself was one of the workers. Okay? And she was observing and jotting down all the minute details of the working conditions of women in a factory. Okay, so this was an example of disguised participant observation research. Okay, let us understand non-disguised. We all know Manoj Kumar, a very famous film actor. Manoj Kumar has done so many films where he has been, putting up the role of a farmer. And his very famous song, Ye Desh Hai Veer Jawano Ka, we all understand. And we sing also, right? So Manoj Kumar, when he was first time attempting to go for a character of a farmer, he was not from a farmer's family. He did not understand how does a farmer work in the field. So he thought of going and spending some time with the farmers in the field. But everybody knew that he's a film actor. So this was non-disguised participant observation research where everybody knew that he's an actor and he has come for a purpose to understand the traits of a farmer so that he could put that on screen and make it real. Right? So that is non-disguised participant observation research. He's observing the farmers. Is it clear? Okay, so now let us move on to the first activity of this micro-teaching, which is think, pair, and share. So this is a group of 3 over here, and this is a group of 3. You all will be thinking of my explanation on participant observation research, its types, and you will explain each other. Okay, I'll just give you 1 minute for this activity and then randomly ask you to explain the types of participant observation research. Start. One in this group will explain me non-disguised participant observation research. Who will take the mic?
Non-disguised is when they're not hiding who they are. Suppose some people go to an interview in a company, how you are working. So they're just telling where the interview is, it will be published. So it's less reliable, I'd say, compared to that. But that's not what you said, right? The only non-disguised is they're revealing their identity beforehand.
Doing the observation study.
Yeah.
Whatever is the
Position of a prime minister also.
okay. Okay, now over here you have to explain me disguised participant observation research.
This is an example from, say, the ancient times, where the king used to disguise himself and go within his kingdom to understand how things were proceeding, how people are living, what kind of problems they are facing. So that could be an example of disguised participant observation research.
Very nice example, ma'am. Now let us move on to the activity number 2. Okay, this is socio-constructivism. Now in the activity number 2, you are going to perform a socio-constructivism, that is a group of 3 which initially discussed and explained each other what this type of observation research is. You are going to scan this QR code and think of one topic or idea of performing. This group will give an idea of disguised participant observation research, and this group will give idea of non-disguised, because just now you explained disguised, so now you have to give me example of non-disguised. So this is exchange over here, right? So you just scan the QR code, you will get a plus button over there. You just put your response over there. I'll give you 1 minute to think. I have my Padlet open. आपका कौन सा response है इसमें? Which one is your response?
Ministers, researchers, journalists, etc.
Okay, ministers, researchers, and journalists. So you have given example. Just explain what you are trying to put through this example. Who will?
A journalist would also say visit a group of people who are, say, afflicted by a public problem, and without disguising their identity, as a participant, try to observe and understand what the issue is about, how the stakeholders are feeling, what problem they are experiencing. So it is non-disguised participant observation research from that point of view.
Any questions from any participant?
Which is more favored by the research, like what we should do? Because one part gave us authority to ask questions, like non-disguised give us authority, maybe. Other may give us more genuine answers.
So it's a good question that how to decide that whether we will go for disguised participant observation research or non-disguised. It's completely dependent on the scenario and situation. See, if you feel that, like I just gave you the example of Ruth Cavendish, had she been, approaching these women as a researcher, she would have not got the true struggle and genuine responses from the women working in the factory, because the owner might, tell them that you have to give good answers. Okay, so it is on the situation. And if you are an actor or somebody who's famous and there's a purpose behind it where if your identity is revealed, still the responses won't be affected. So you should decide the other one. Any other question?
Which one is the best?
Ma'am, I want to add.
I feel disguised participant observation research is a better approach to get the real research done. Yes.
Ma'am, I want to add to your that Elton Mayo also, even the control group performed better than because they knew they are being observed.
Absolutely right. So here we are ending the session, and by the end of the session, the students are able to distinguish between the types of participant observation research. Thank you. No, you have to give me reflections. We have to open the rubrics of micro teaching and then discuss on one point. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I found the session. I found the flow of the session very nice and very understanding. She explained the concept and then she involved us and gave examples, and we could relate it to the real world situations. Yes, there were a lot of opportunities for us to discuss.
So I agree with ma'am, and given the time frame, the lecture was quite structured for me, and we were able to make a productive discussion. I mean, we were not distracted because we knew that we only had this much time left for the activity. So there wasn't any unproductive noise, as you say. So we were on the spot. Active learning. Active learning, perfect.
Yes, I think it was a very good presentation, and the choice of selection of topic was also nice because she could fit it in 10 minutes. Had she taken a bigger topic, she might not have been able to finish. So, and she was engaging, so it was good.
I think the presentation was very good, and we are all from diverse disciplines, and within such a short span of time, you were able to communicate effectively and make us understand, and also, encourage us to think, reflect, analyze, and give our own viewpoints, think on what type of examples would fit into each of the two categories. So I think that's an achievement. And peer-to-peer learning was also facilitated by your lecture. So all in all, very good. Thank you. Done.
The best part was the pace of words was very good, by which we were able to understand every word and the scenarios.
That is facilitation.
Yes.
Maybe I should disguise as a student and go into your class. Yeah. Okay. So So if you have 5 more minutes, what will you do? Yeah.
If you are having more
minutes. Discussion. If you have 5 more minutes, what other things will you do?
Okay, if I
You have 5 more minutes. Instead of
Well, that will be a very good opportunity if the course instructor will be given another 5 minutes, because the Q&A session, I had to just shrink it, and in that 5 more minutes, I would have emphasized that everyone has to give me at least one question, because if you raise questions, it means you have understood. No questions, no understanding. This is the rule, I think so. One thing. Second is that whatever examples they have given, I could have supported them with a scaffolding, that how could you take up this kind of a study. So in another 5 minutes, I would have taken these two aspects.
Okay, we are not using the rubrics, but we're going to assign the tables actually to talk about each aspect of the rubrics.
I like your presentation, and the way of you deliver the pitch is very light, and the keyword, the point you relate a real world problem. The way this is song you relate, everybody is related that by heart. So that we have to relate. The real world problem is also that all the peers are starting to each other. So that examples are all very good.
Okay. Facilitation or about talking to the students?
Sir, what is your feedback over the facilitation of engaging with the learners?
Yes, give enough time to the students so they can talk each other and think peers here that particular activity they can perform very well. And they can give some discussion, and you also exchange the particular problem to among the peers groups, so they can also rethink that. Rediscovering is also happening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, this is Shikha from the School of Liberal Education. So as far as alignment of this presentation is concerned, I think it was quite aligned with the objective. It was well explained to the student at the very start, and the way ma'am has further given activity to student was complementing the objective. And at the end of the lecture, as they were able to make the statement in a very clear form, so it is well met. This is what I feel.
Thank you.
If you add something pictorial slides, then it's good. Thank you.
Add some visuals to for more engagement.
Yeah, if you put the actor's face, I think you get the students' attention.
If I can say something in 10 words, why I have to use something that explains in 1,000 words? So you don't have to make all the things so complex that spend a lot of time to make things complex because they have to be made complex.
Okay, for the benefit of everybody, from a trainer's perspective, being myself a trainer, I would like to add just one single point on what you guys are discussing. Whenever we talk of the learners in the room, the students or the participants in the room, we have 3 kinds of people. One are those who learn by listening. Second are those who learn by seeing. And there are third who learn by doing something. So whenever we are making a PPT or whenever we are making some session, whether it is for 10 minutes or more, we need to understand the participant's profile and thereafter decide what is required or what is not required.
Okay, actually, I just want to add to your point. Actually, I discovered this also because actually I was doing online lessons. And then actually the student says that I should do closed captioning. Even they don't have hearing problem. The closed captioning help them learn better. Yeah, so they can listen and they can see it. So it's reinforced even for people with no hearing difficulties. Yeah.
I find peer learning was there. Students were interacting among themselves, but I believe there should have been some more triggers involved whereby students again engage themselves in discussions. It was just, among the groups, the discussion was given away, and one among the students all in the group was speaking up. Though there was there was a question sessions, and on Padlet they answered the question.
Thank you very much. I think they are all waiting for you.
Yes.
Okay, shall we give a round of applause?